All right, here is chapter 13 of Ghost of Spirit Bear. It was another week before any word came back on changing the mascot. Miss Kennedy's voice sounded tired during the morning announcements. She ended by saying, "I'm sorry, but the plan for a Spirit Bear mascot has been turned down by the district office, thanks to all the students who worked so hard on the project." Cole felt like he had been kicked in the gut. First, adults told students that they could make a difference and that they should be responsible. Then, they refused change. How could they refuse something that so many students wanted and worked for? It wasn't fair. "Maybe this request being turned down isn't our reality," Cole told Peter after school. "I don't get this reality stuff," Peter admitted. "Maybe having our idea turned down is just the first step," Cole said. "Maybe the most important step is how we react to that rejection. Do we lie down and give up, or do we fight? Maybe that decides our true reality." Peter looked puzzled. "I'll show you," Cole said. "After school, we'll go back and talk to Miss Kennedy." "I'm sorry about the district's decision," Miss Kennedy said plainly as they entered her office. "How could they turn down our proposal?" Cole asked with frustration. "Over 90% of the students signed our petition. Haven't they heard of democracy?" She looked at them over her glasses. "Haven't you heard of bureaucracy? They said the cost of changing sports and band uniforms would be prohibitive. They think the Minneapolis Central Bulldogs have a rich tradition that needs to be respected and preserved." Yeah, like a tradition of failure, suicide, gangs, shootings, and drugs," Cole replied. "The main reason," Miss Kennedy said, "is probably all the parents out there who once attended Minneapolis Central. They still have fond memories of being Bulldogs. That was their lives. What's important right now is our lives." Miss Kennedy threw her hands up. "Well, they've made up their minds." "And so have we," Cole said stubbornly. Miss Kennedy shrugged. "I suppose you could take it before the school board, but they usually follow the recommendation of the district office." She stood and looked at her calendar. "They meet twice a month. Next meeting is this Wednesday evening upstairs at the district office. Every meeting allows time for public comments." "I'll do that," Cole said, "but only if you're serious about helping us fight this. Otherwise, we're wasting our time." Miss Kennedy leaned back. "The school has made some real progress since the circle, but appealing the district's decision could open up a real can of worms for me." "They're the ones who opened the can of worms by turning down our request," Cole said. He smiled. "Besides, what's more important, us or your job?" That night, Cole called Garvey. "Can you believe they turned us down when 90% of the students wanted the change?" "That's why I don't like dealing with bureaucrats," Garvey said. "Just remember, real change seldom happens overnight." "I just want it to happen in my lifetime." "Then make it happen." "But how?" Cole asked. But before Garvey could answer, Cole added, "I know, I'll think of something." "You will," Garvey answered. Nervous, Cole attended Wednesday night's school board meeting along with Peter. Several other students joined them, including Keith. Keith still acted funny around Peter. Cole rehearsed what he planned to say in his mind, fearing he would open his mouth and nothing would come out but gibberish. He grew even more afraid when the board members started in with all their proper lingo mumbo-jumbo. Everything was proclamations, nominations, proposals, addendums, agendas, amendments, and motions. It was like a meeting of Congress. Cole had the greatest urge to just leave and forget the whole stupid thing. Why should he care? Miss Kennedy didn't. But too many students had joined him. He couldn't back out. Cole forced in deep breaths to keep from freaking. Finally, the board chairman, a short, balding man, announced that the meeting was open for public comments. Cole raised his hand. The chairman motioned toward the microphone at the front of the room and said, "Please step forward and state your name and address for the record and what it is you wish to comment about." Cole wiped his sweaty palms on his jeans as he walked to the front of the room. There were 9 board members and nearly 50 people attending the meeting. Cole swallowed, then stated his name and address. Why did they need his address? Were they going to publish this in the paper or turn it over to the police? Briefly, Cole told them who he was and what he had experienced on the island, something he suspected they already knew. "The circle is what helped me," he said, "and that is why we had a circle at school." "Yes, I've heard about you in Alaska, and I also heard about your school's circle," the chairman said. "But what is your request or comment tonight?" "Well, the circle is why I'm here," Cole said. "We really need your help." Why is our mascot a growling bulldog if real strength comes from inside ourselves? He paused. The Spirit Bear showed me my inner strength. To show that we want real change, we want to change our mascot and team name to the Minneapolis Central Spirit Bears. Cole walked up and handed over the petition and cost estimates. We've collected these. Over 90% of the students agree this is what they want. Well, it sounds good, but this type of request needs to be submitted to the district office, the chairman said, glancing over the papers. We did that, Cole said, and they turned it down. They said it would be too expensive. Well, have you considered that aspect? Another board member asked. Cole nodded. You have the rough estimates of cost with the petition. You have the rough estimates of cost with the petition, but the real costs are when students fail or turn out to be losers. Board members exchanged glances as the chairman handed the paperwork down the table. We'll take this under consideration. If we think there is merit, we'll schedule it as an agenda item for discussion at our next meeting in 2 weeks. The man took his glasses off and set them on the table to end the conversation. Cole looked around. So that's it? The chairman nodded and smiled politely. That's it. He looked past Cole into the audience. Are there any other public comments? Feeling defeated by the board's curt reaction, Cole left the meeting with Peter and the other students. Outside, one of the kids mimicked the board members. We'll discuss this later, he said in a Donald Duck voice. Everybody laughed. Yeah, I'll bet they'll discuss it, one student grumped. I'll bet the petition is already in the garbage can. Cole turned to Keith. Thanks for coming tonight. Whatever, Keith said, not meeting Cole's eyes. Is something wrong? Cole asked. Keith turned to Peter. Can we talk? He asked. Peter eyed him suspiciously. You were one of the guys who beat me up, weren't you? Keith shook his head. No, but I know who it was. Who? Peter said. I can't rat on my friends. You can't or you won't, Peter said, staring. He blinked as he fought back tears. If you protect them, you're scum too, he shouted. Then he turned and ran. Cole looked Keith hard in the eyes. Peter's right. If that's the kind of friends you want, you're scum too. I thought you were better than that. Keith hung his head. I could have stopped it, but I wasn't big enough. I told the guys later that what they did was chicken and I've quit hanging out with them. Can you talk to Peter for me and explain? Explain what? That you were a jerk and not able to stand up to a bunch of losers? Keith allowed a smile. That would be a good start. A good start would be for you to do what's right, Cole answered. You mean rat on them? I mean do what's right. The rest of that week, other proposals made progress at school. One group started up the program that had honors students helping struggling ones. The new school newspaper, Our Voice, ran its first issue. The front page article was about grading teachers. One kid wrote, colleges allow professors to be graded. Companies allow employees to grade supervisors. If teachers don't want to be graded by students, maybe we need to start a black market grading system where kids vote and the results are posted on an outside website. The article concluded, if teachers don't need permission to teach poorly, then why do we need permission to grade them? Several teachers threatened to have the newspaper closed down because of the article, but Ms. Kennedy sided reluctantly with the students, saying, I support the paper and a student's right of expression as long as they respect other viewpoints. Ms. Kennedy is destroying the school, Cole heard one teacher comment to another in the hallway. Ironically, the teacher was Cole's history teacher, and she was boring.